Ruth? What the heck do you think you're doing getting married before me? Isn't that a little insensitive of you? Everyone knows the cutest sister should get married first. There's a proper order to these things, you know. You need to respect that. It should be illegal for someone as ugly as you to get married before me. Ugh, I wish you'd stop trying to ruin my life already.
Is that really you, Sharon? I almost didn't believe it when I saw the message. It's been that long. What do you want? Why are you messaging me out of the blue after all this time? I don't know what you mean by the proper order of things, but surely anyone would be free to get married whenever they want to. And really, how exactly am I trying to ruin your life? Isn't this all a bit dramatic?
It's not dramatic because you are. You really are.
How? I'm not even in a relationship.
It's pointless trying to hide it, I know you guys are already making plans for the wedding day.
I just told you I'm not even in a relationship. That means I'm single, you dummy.
Whatever, liar! Liar, pants on fire! I'm the one who should be getting married first. Do you understand? Me. I'd be a laughing stock if my cave troll of a sister got married before me. I'm the beautiful one. Why can't you consider my reputation for once? I have to be the first one to get married.
You are aware that if you have a boyfriend, you guys are free to get married whenever you like, right? I'm really not stopping you. In fact, I'm rooting for you. You go, girl. You can complain at me till you're blue in the face, but it isn't gonna put a ringer on your finger, you know?
Duh, I know that. But I'm still not letting you get married first. This wedding is not going ahead.
You're right, it's not. Because as I keep trying to tell you, I'm single.
Ruth, I heard that you're planning on getting married without mine or Sharon's permission. Is this true? This wedding is not happening! I won't allow it!
Huh? Oh lord, not you two.
Excuse me?
I have no idea how Sharon got into her head that I'm getting married, but I can assure you I'm not.
Liar! She said she saw you, so there's no point in lying. We know, Ruth.
I see. So you also intend on completely ignoring everything I say and causing a huge fuss over nothing, huh? Good grief, you two haven't changed a bit.
Regardless of what you say, it's only right that Sharon be the first one to get married. Can you imagine how upset your beautiful sister would be if you got married before her? What with your face being as unfortunate as it is. You're a grown woman and you need to start thinking about your little sister's reputation in the eyes of the world for once. She'd never heard the end of it.
I said this to Sharon too. But if she has a boyfriend, she's free to get married whenever she likes. I'm not stopping her at all, and she doesn't need to worry about me one bit. Being senselessly harassed by my estranged family over an imaginary wedding is kind of annoying, and I'd appreciate if you stopped.
Excuse me?
Wasn't I clear enough? Try this instead then. Leave me alone.
Hey, sis! I found a 100% foolproof guaranteed way of getting married before you.
What? Are you really still going on about this? Aren't you bored yet? Don't you have anything better to do than pester me? Over something that doesn't even make any sense, no less.
Well, you're still making plans for the wedding, aren't you?
Like I told you countless times, I'm single and I have no plans to get married.
You're gonna love this. I hit upon a way to make you give up on your wedding and get married before you. You can consider this message as a declaration of war.
What exactly are you planning on doing?
That's for me to know and you to find out. The plan's going full steam ahead starting tomorrow, so you better prepare yourself.
Once more, I have no boyfriend, no fiance, no husband, and no intention of getting married in the foreseeable future.
You little witch! You had no intention of giving up on the wedding in the end, did you? Why, you little...
What? Mom? Is this by any chance a continuation of your nonsensical ramblings about the imaginary wedding that you should have given up on 10 months ago? You still haven't let whatever this is go?
Don't ever speak to your mother like that, young lady! Like hell I'd give up on something so important! Anyway, back to the point. It's time for you and him to break up and go your separate ways.
Him? If you're talking about this imaginary boyfriend, or fiance, or husband, or whatever he's supposed to be of mine, then I hate to break it to you, but I'm still single, just like I was back then.
The lies stop now, Ruth! I never raised you like this! I don't care how much you kick or scream, but this weekend's wedding ceremony is simply not going ahead. Cancel it! That's an order, not a request.
Interesting. That's the first I've heard of me getting married this weekend.
Listen, Ruth, here's the thing. Your sister Sharon is pregnant.
What?
This isn't going to be easy for you, but listen, and listen carefully. The baby is your fiance's. There's no doubt about it.
What? Who the hell are you talking about? I just feel like a broken record at this point, but I'll say it again. I don't have a boyfriend or a fiance. This person you're talking about doesn't exist. Really, what's going on here? I'm so confused. Have you been causing some poor guy trouble based on a misunderstanding? Please tell me you haven't.
Don't you dare change the subject, young lady! Sharon's already in the last month of her pregnancy.
What? You mean the baby's due soon?
That's right. Sharon, and not you, will be the bride at this weekend's wedding. You might not like it, but this is non-negotiable. Your sister is giving birth in 10 days. Give her your fiancé, now!
Ugh, how many times do I have to tell you? I have no wedding plan, nor do I plan on planning one, nor do I have a fiancé to give my sister. Not that this conversation would be any less weird, even if I was getting married.
How disappointing. I say you're still clinging to your desperate lies in a vain attempt to dodge your responsibilities to your family. If you don't stop this at once, I'm disowning you. You'll never speak to any of us again, I swear. There's no place for you in this family if you don't value your little sister's happiness. Disowning you is the only sensible option.
I really don't mind if you disown me. In fact, I'd actually be super relieved to never have to engage with any of you again. Would you do it? Would you please disown me? In any case, I'm not engaged to anyone.
Excuse me?
If there is a wedding being held somewhere this weekend, then I strongly advise you look into it a little more thoroughly before you turn the happiest day of some poor couple's lives into a nightmare. One thing I can tell you for sure, the bride at whoever's wedding this is not me.
Ruth, pick up the phone. What is this? What the heck is going on?
What do you want? Would you mind not spam calling me all of a sudden? I'm kind of at work.
Huh? You're at work?
I'm on a business trip to Seattle to negotiate with a major client.
Seattle?
The only reason I'm replying to you is because I have a little downtime in between talks right now. If you have something to say to me, then make it quick.
Whoa. Hold on a sec. If you're in Seattle right now... I knew it. The bride at the wedding in Chicago just now wasn't you, was it?
Huh?
She was a total stranger. I'd never seen her before. Ugh, you tricked me, Ruth. God damn you.
Just hold on a sec. How on earth am I supposed to understand what's going on if you won't even explain it to me? You just come at me with a load of gibberish and seemingly expect an answer? Please tell me you didn't just crash some poor stranger's wedding. Well, where was it held?
S Weddings Community Hall?
Huh? S Weddings?
Obviously! I saw you and your fiancé, Alex Davis, going in there together about a year ago. Where else would it have been held?
Huh? Alex?
Not only that, but apparently he was seen going in and out regularly afterwards, too. What's more, a little while after that, I overheard him discussing the wedding with someone who seemed to be his friend at a cafe near the hall, and a date was mentioned.
And what date was today?
Yes! That's why I crashed the wedding while pregnant with Alex's baby. But he wasn't even there. I'd never seen the bride and groom in my life, and they were horrified. God, it was so embarrassing. When the security guards ran over and restrained me, the watermelon I had under my jumper fell out and smashed into little pieces all over the floor.
No way. You had a watermelon under your jumper to try and look pregnant?
I had no idea what was going on. I was in such a panic. I just hightailed it out of there as soon as I managed to get the security guards off of me.
You ran away?
Obviously. What else was I gonna do? Stay for the buffet? I'm with Mom right now at the Apple Hotel next to the hall. We've been staying here since last night in preparation for today. We're going home as soon as the heat dies down. I could hear police sirens after I escaped, so we're laying low for now. Oh my god, I can't tell you how embarrassing it was. Even just thinking about it makes me cringe. This is all your fault. You are the worst.
Ruth, this is bad. Help! Sharon's been captured by the families of the bride and groom at the wedding she accidentally crashed.
Could be worse. Look on the bright side. At least the cops don't have her yet.
What? Wait, do you know about this?
Listen, Mom. That wedding my sister just crashed, it just so happened to be the wedding of one of my coworkers.
What?
This includes a little speculation on my part based on what Sharon just told me herself, but here's why I think she made such a ridiculous misunderstanding. When she saw me walking into the S Weddings Community Hall with Alex Davis a year ago, I wasn't there to plan a wedding, but to hold a work meeting.
A work meeting?
I work for a large advertising agency that specializes in weddings. S Weddings are one of our biggest clients, and me and Alex, my coworker, regularly hold meetings with them to discuss upcoming proposals and leases on existing contracts. And as a result of knowing what a good company they are through work, Alex decided to get married at one of their venues. It was a small ceremony held only for close friends and family.
What, Alex?
Yes, Alex. You know, the person you convinced yourself was my fiancé. Sharon was under the delusion that she could somehow charm Alex before the wedding and stop it ever going ahead, which, needless to say, failed miserably. But not knowing when to give up and so hell-bent on being the first sister to get married, she hatched a plan where she'd try and convince Alex she was pregnant with his baby before ordering him to abandon his wife at the altar and marry her instead. Which is why she barged into the wedding hall screaming and shouting with a watermelon stuffed under her jumper like some escaped mental patient.
But she said Alex wasn't the groom after all. Apparently she didn't recognize anyone. Do you have any idea how embarrassed she was? That poor girl.
That's probably because this whole plan of hers was based on a fundamental misunderstanding.
A misunderstanding? What kind of misunderstanding?
She still hasn't realized, has she? Alex wasn't the groom, she was the bride.
What? The bride?
Alex is a woman.
A woman?
She's always been a big girl. She was the national judo champion back in high school, tall as a giraffe with biceps like a bodybuilder. She typically only wears guyish clothes like baggy pants and blazers. I don't think she even owns a skirt. In her own words, I'm mistaken for a guy pretty much on a daily basis. Apparently, she started going out of her way to make it clear to people she's a woman after this whole incident with Sharon basically stalking her, though.
Alex is a woman? I can't believe it. How could this be?
I'll tell you how it could be. It could be because you both ignored absolutely everything I said at every opportunity. If you would have listened to me for just 1 second, this never would have happened. That's why my sister made a complete moron of herself in front of dozens of people. I had a feeling Alex and her family would probably be looking for the culprit, so I gave her a call. She was speechless when I told her it was none other than my little sister.
You told her? You little snitch! You ratted on your own sister! How could you, you demon?
She ran away without taking even a shred of responsibility for ruining what should have been the happiest day of my coworker's life. There's only one person in the wrong here, and it isn't me.
Ruining?
As a result of her gate crashing the wedding, the whole ceremony got cancelled. Sharon will most likely be forced to take responsibility in the form of compensation for the cost of the wedding and damages for the mental anguish caused by her abhorrent behavior. If I had to guess, I'd say she should be receiving some letters in a few days' time. Make sure she checks the mail.
Compensation? Damages? What?
Which is why I advise you to continue this conversation with Alex and her lawyer.
No, please! You have to do something about this! You're her friend! Surely you can make her see sense!
Nope, it's your mess, not mine. Fix it yourselves.
Ruth!
Goodbye. You would have thought Sharon would have realized she was making a misunderstanding at some point during the 10 months between hearing about the wedding and actually crashing it. Although maybe that would be putting too much faith in the reasoning abilities of someone who'd stuff a watermelon under their jumper and crash a wedding to steal someone's wife? A few days later, I apologized profusely to Alex and her husband for the actions of my family. Fortunately, they were both very understanding, but unfortunately, the reality of my sister ruining their wedding day would never disappear. Just as planned, Alex sued Sharon for compensation and damages for the cost of the wedding and mental anguish she caused. As if that wasn't enough, it turns out she also broke an expensive statue during her dramatic escape from the wedding hall, for which she was also ordered to pay a hefty sum. We're a single-mother family, and after flying the nest long ago, and now intentionally keeping my distance from the terrible two, our mom was the only person in the world my sister had to rely on. Then, one night it happened. My mom ran away in the night. With that, the crippling financial burden was placed squarely on Sharon's shoulders, and on her shoulders alone. Last I heard, she was spending her days wallowing in regret and complaining about how unfair the world is while working like a dog to pay off her debts.
Stacy, we need to talk.
Huh? What's wrong, Dick? Why would you just say we need to talk all of a sudden like this? You're scaring me.
There's something happening in the apartment next door right now that leaves me no choice but to message you like this.
Huh? How do you mean? The apartment next door? Wait, do you mean you came back from your business trip already?
Yep. And someone made me aware of the affair you're having behind my back. So I had no choice but to come home. I got on the first flight back here as soon as I found out you and the college student from next door are going at it like rabbits behind my back in the middle of the freaking day. What the hell are you playing at, Stacy?
Oh, so you finally noticed then.
Huh?
You haven't been giving me any attention at all lately, what with all the business trips you've been on. Anyone would think we were strangers. This is my way of trying to send you a message, doofus. Don't you get it? I've been so lonely because of the way you treat me.
Cheating on me is your way of sending me a message?
Think about it, you dummy. If you, my boyfriend, realize I'm cheating on you, then you can't help but feel jealous, right? Which means you'll finally realize how important I am to you and change your ways. Simple.
What the hell kind of twisted backflip logic is that?
Don't worry, Dick. This thing with Chad isn't anything serious. He's still a freaking college student, for crying out loud. It was only ever a cheap fling. Besides, he has a girlfriend himself. We were just fooling around, you know? A bit of fun on the side. So chill out, okay?
Which part of this is supposed to put me in the mood to chill out?
Huh?
You say I don't give you any attention, but other than the mandatory 2-month business trip I go on every year, Most of them consist of day trips, and aside from that, I just do plain old office work. How many of my date invites have you turned down by this point? I don't want to hear this crap about me not giving you attention because it ain't true. In spite of that, wow, Stacy, just wow. You cheated on me to make me jealous? I never thought you were the kind of low-life scumbag to do that kind of thing. But I obviously don't know you as well as I thought I did. I seriously feel like I'm gonna vomit. Me and you are through. Finished.
What? Why?
The fact you don't understand why I'd want to break up with you after what you did to me is genuinely worrying.
Oh my god, Dick, is that any way to speak to your girlfriend? Don't be such a dick.
I don't need to hear that from you. You're the dick for cheating on me.
Can't we talk about this like mature, responsible adults when you get home? I tell you what, how about we go on a date as soon as you get back? If I do that for you, will you forgive me? Or we can skip the date and go straight to the after party if you catch my drift. All right, I'll head back next door to our apartment, okay?
Are you seriously asking me that? After you've been getting piped by the college kid next door? I'm good, thanks. I don't want his sloppy seconds. You're disgusting.
Huh?
Don't you dare show up at my apartment. I won't let you in no matter what.
But why? Why won't you let me in?
If you do, I'm calling the cops.
But why? Answer my question. Hey, bro, you got a minute? There's something I need to talk to you about.
Hey, Elsa. What is it?
I'm sorry to ask you this out of the blue, but you did say you broke up with Stacy, right?
Huh?
Because she cheated on you?
Yep, that's right. She was cheating on me with the college student in an apartment next door, so I broke up with her around 2 months ago. With that, I sold the apartment as quickly as I could and moved back in with Mom and Dad, which is where I'm staying for the time being. But why? What makes you ask?
Well, it's about Stacy. It looks like she was trying to put her hands on my husband this time.
What did you just say? Stacy and Ricardo?
You know how Ricardo works from home as a freelance writer, right? My company, on the other hand, while having remote work available as an option, are being pig-headed stubborn about it, which means I could totally do my job from home if they'd let me, but they won't. So I still have to go into the office every day. Anyway, to cut a long story short, Stacy seems to know my schedule, and apparently she's been showing up at the house while I'm at work.
Wow. Are you being serious right now? When did all this start?
About 3 weeks ago. It all began when I drove by the house while I was running a few errands outside the office. I saw Ricardo inviting Stacy into the house, and they looked way, way more intimate than they should. I was pretty sure I knew what I was seeing, but I didn't want to make any accusations without more concrete evidence. So I decided to set up a hidden camera inside the house. It turns out they've been seeing each other pretty often. They're both as guilty as sin.
Wow. You had the clear-headedness to investigate further before confronting Ricardo with it when you found out he was cheating on you?
Yep, I'm currently working on gathering more evidence.
That freaking sucks. I don't know what else to say other than I understand how you feel. You must be in a pretty unpleasant place right now.
Yeah, I am. To tell you the truth, my head's been all over the place. But there's just one thing I can't seem to understand.
What is it?
Why would Stacy go after Ricardo? She's done nothing but insult him since they first met all those years ago. She calls him ugly, pathetic, a no-good loser. She practically calls him every name under the sun. I'll never forget the time she burst out into a maniacal fit of laughter after saying, "You did well to marry a wet noodle like him, girl," in the smuggest, most condescending tone you could imagine.
Jesus, I knew she wasn't his biggest fan, but I had no idea she was so horrible about it. You're right. Why the hell would she go after him if that's what she really thinks of him? When was all this? Maybe she changed her opinion of him?
No, you see, here's the thing. She said that to me the day before you broke up with her.
Wow, really? So one day she's insulting the crap out of him, the next they're in bed together? She'd go as far as risking an affair with a married man when she doesn't even like him? This makes zero sense.
Right? I'm so confused. And no matter how hard I try, I can't seem to come up with a rational explanation. That's why I wanted to talk to you about it.
I see.
So, what do you think? Can you think of any reasons she might be doing this? They're the last two people on Earth I'd ever imagine being in a relationship together. My jaw almost hit the floor when I realized what they were up to.
To be honest, I can't say I'm totally stumped. Listen, Elsa. This might be a long shot, but from where I'm standing, it definitely seems plausible.
What is it, Dick? Do you know something?
It's about the reason she cheated on me with the college kid from next door. She said she only did it to make me jealous.
What? To make you jealous?
Apparently her plan was for me to catch her cheating to make me feel jealous. Then I realized how important she was to me. Go crawling back to her begging for forgiveness out of fearing of losing her, and we live happily ever after. In her mind, that's how the whole thing was supposed to go down.
What the hell?
No way. Could she be doing the same thing with Ricardo now for the same reason? If so, it looks like you've been dragged into my mess. If that's the case, I'm really sorry.
This isn't your fault, and you don't have a thing to apologize for. Her thinking's so warped and twisted that it's impossible to say what her real motivations are. Besides, Ricardo's just as much to blame for getting involved with such a malicious, vindictive woman. That's why you don't have anything to apologize for.
Thank you, sis. Anyway, if there's a chance that is why she's doing it, that makes me officially involved now. What are we gonna do about this? If you want me to contact her, I can.
Do you think you could wait 2 or 3 more days before you do?
How come?
I hired a private investigator to look into the affair and gather as much evidence as possible. And I'm also currently in talks with a lawyer. I think I'll have everything I need in 2 or 3 more days, so I'd appreciate if you could hold off for a little while.
Ah, I see. That makes sense. All right, got it.
Hey, Dick. Long time no see. Have you finally calmed down now? You got yourself pretty worked up before, huh? I figured I'd message you, 'cause I know you're probably consumed with soul-crushing regret over your unfortunate decision to break up with me. But as for me, I'm not sure I'm ready to forgive you for the awful way you treated me. So your second chance might not be on the cards for a while yet. Which is why I've decided to let you do a little test to see if you're worthy of my forgiveness. You see, Dick, the thing is, I'm in a hotel room with your sister's husband. You know what that means, right? I'm in a hotel room with Ricardo. We've been in here just the two of us for like 4 hours now, watching the morning fly by as we whisper sweet nothings into each other's ears. I know you can be dense sometimes, but you do understand what this means, don't you? Hey, Dick! I'm spending the day with Ricardo again! Obviously, we're in the hotel room again. Tell me, Dick, does it hurt? It hurts, doesn't it? Can you believe it? Can you believe you let your girlfriend get stolen from you by a pasty little nerd like Ricardo? He has the muscle mass of a slug and the charisma of a sack of potatoes. And yet still he managed to prove himself the superior man. But fear not, because I've decided to give you one final chance. If you can steal me back, I'll get back with you. Hey, Dick. Where do you think I am today? In bed with Ricardo again, of course. Lost in the throes of our sweaty, passionate romance. Not only that, you'll never believe it, but today we're doing it in Ricardo's marital bed. It may be wrong, but it feels so right. There's something so exhilarating about exploring new frontiers and breaking taboos. Apparently, your sister Elsa's away on a business trip. So there's a good chance my stallion Ricardo is gonna pound me so deep into the night I hardly get a wink of sleep. Oh no, Dick, at this rate, I'm not even gonna be able to walk tomorrow. Go on, Dick, you can admit it now. You really want me to give you another chance, don't you? The question is, what are you willing to do to win me back? Allow me to repeat myself. If you can prove your commitment and dedication by stealing me back from him, I'll give you another chance. Not only that, but I'll even let you marry me. Anyway, Ricardo just got done cooling off. Time for round 7. You must be feeling so jealous you can barely contain yourself, so feel free to come and take me back anytime now. Dick? What the hell is going on here? Some guy claiming to be a lawyer just showed up.
Hey, lowlife. Do you enjoy making my little sister cry?
Huh?
Is this your sick, twisted way of taking revenge on me? How dare you drag my sister and her husband into this?
No way, it wasn't like that at all. You blockhead, you couldn't have this more wrong if you tried. Sure, I might have gotten them temporarily involved, but don't worry, as soon as me and you get back together, I plan on giving Ricardo back to your sister, which is why it doesn't count as an affair.
I see. So it's not an affair. You just did it to make me jealous so I'd understand how important you are to me?
Yep, exactly. That's why your sister has nothing to worry about. Great, now you understand. Will you pass the message on to your sister? I mean, please, a lawyer? I've never heard of anything more dramatic in my life. Talk about an overreaction. Will you tell her to call him off for me? I told him I'm not interested, but he won't stop banging on the door. Me and Stacy got back together so you don't have anything to worry about anymore. That'll do it. Will you send her that for me, please?
I did think you were just sick and twisted at first, but now I think you might actually be mentally ill.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
Why the hell would I get back with you? I'd have to be insane to do that.
What?
You gotta screw loose at this point if you think it's acceptable to cheat on someone to make them jealous. Any feelings I have for you disappeared the moment I found out you were cheating on me with that twerp college kid from next door. But you couldn't just stop there, could you? Nah. That clearly wasn't enough for you. Because this time, you wouldn't put your hands on my freaking sister's husband.
Quit blowing things out of proportion, Dick. I already told you. That was only to make you feel jealous enough to understand how important I actually am to you.
No. What you did was engage in an affair with a married man in the most vulgar, despicable way possible. You begged my little sister's husband because you're a vile piece of crap with no morals. Did you seriously think this was going to make me feel jealous? Far from it. All I feel for you is rage and disgust. You're not worth getting jealous over.
Oh my God, don't even say that. How could you be so heartless?
Now you listen to me and you listen good. You're going to go answer the front door, let that lawyer in, make him a coffee, and listen to exactly what he has to say. Then, you're going to pay my little sister every last cent of the compensation you owe her.
No, wait a sec. I wasn't trying to have an affair with him. That's not why I did it. Do you have any idea how hard it was for me to get down and dirty with Ricardo? He is disgusting, Dick. His skin's all oily and acne-ridden, and he's as white as a sheet because of all the time he spends at the computer. He has the charm and charisma of a spatula. He's just disgusting, Rick. He's nothing but a gross, pasty nerd loser. Same with the college student. I mean, sure, he wasn't as gross as Ricardo, but I still didn't enjoy it. Why can't you see how loyal I am to you? Quit trampling all over my devotion. Dick!
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the story of how my little sister Elsa ended up charging her ex-husband and my ex-girlfriend a hefty sum in compensation. Ricardo made no attempt to hide or make justifications for what he did, and agreed to divorce amicably. With that, the proceedings were simple and painless, and the divorce was finalized in timely fashion. Unfortunately, Stacy, in her infinite stubbornness and seemingly total inability to understand even the very basics of human decency, insisted to the very last that she only did it to get back with me, and planned on giving Ricardo back as soon as she did. I knew that trying to talk to her was as good as trying to talk to a brick wall, so I had no choice but to call her parents. When I told them why she cheated on me, and why she did what she did with Ricardo, a look of shame and disappointment too intense appeared on their faces that I kind of got the impression that in that moment, they wanted to crawl into a hole and die. In spite of that, they still agreed to pay the compensation on her behalf, though I suspect that was more out of feelings of guilt towards me and my sister than wanting to save their daughter. Next, they forced her to sign a written pledge agreeing never to try and contact me in any form for the rest of her life. Last I hear, she lives with a relative who also happens to be an ex-psychiatrist out of state now, where she's currently undergoing therapy and mental health counseling. She claims she had an affair with my sister's husband to make me jealous so I'd get back with her. But to be honest with you, I still don't get it, and I'm not sure I ever will. Can you believe I was considering marriage with that girl? Talk about dodging a bullet.